I'm Adrian Crook, and I run a video game design consultancy called Adrian Crook & Associates, and I also blog at 5 Kids 1 Condo, and I'm involved in the local sort of urbanist circles and YIMBY stuff, if you will. So we live in Yaletown, right downtown Vancouver, obviously, and we rent. I prefer to rent because I don't have to spend my time maintaining the place. And we love the neighborhood because there's a lot of different parks and activities that we can just walk right out the door to. So all of downtown is effectively our backyard for me and the kids. Every housing decision you make is also a transportation decision, and I didn't want to have to deal with a car, and I like being able to get to all the cool things, and the kids and I can just walk to all the cool things that we want to get to. So for us, this is where we love being, and this is where we'll stick it out, if you will, for the long term, because it's actually cheaper and more healthy to be downtown. The family creates in a bunch of different rooms depending on how messy their creations are. So our creations range from digital to analog and paint to printouts. So if we're dealing with paint and printouts, it's usually in the art room, which is a converted in-suite storage area. But otherwise we can set down paper in the living area, which is where we're in now, and do large format, like 3x4 paintings on canvases if we want to. And every room is sort of set up to be multi-purpose. So even my bedroom, becomes a desk with like a Murphy bed desk combo, and I can do my work and creations in there if I need to get a little bit of space. So really every room has a multiple purpose to it. I think the best place for me to relax is my bed. I like to relax in there because it's, I've made that bed very comfortable, even though it is a Murphy bed. You wouldn't think it was that comfortable, but that's the best place to sort of squirrel yourself away in the house, because from a sound perspective there are so many different baffles between you and the rest of the nerds that you can get a little bit of quiet time if you need it. 2 weeks I have kids, 2 weeks I don't have kids. So in the 2 weeks when I do have kids, it's absolutely awesomely set up for family get-togethers, and we have another family that we're friends with in town that have 5 kids as well in a condo, and so we'll have all of the 10 kids here all doing things in the bedrooms, and the 3 of us will be at the dinner table having wine and listening to music, and you would have no idea that there are 10 kids in other areas of the house. It's really magical. But then when the kids aren't here on those weeks, we can have proper adults, fairly unruly dinner parties around a table that can scale up to 10 or 12 people if you need to. Things I'd save in a fire, and this I had to give a lot of thought to because I'm a minimalist, so I generally don't like to own stuff that I get anxious about owning. But I think I would save passports and identification because they are just such a pain to renew for 5 kids. I would save the art that the kids and I have done and that I hang on the walls. And I'd probably save, we each have a little family animal mascot and it's over on the shelf in the living room, and I'd probably save those because those are about family identity, but that's about it. I think the thing that most people really sort of freak out about when they first see it is the triple bunk in the boys' room. The boys' room unfortunately has very tall ceilings, so we built a custom bunk. They're full-size beds, and it's such a cool feature that when people see that and probably the Murphy bed desk combo in my room, I think they're really impressed with like the multi-functionality and the space use in the place. So, I think the thing I would change about this place pertains to a lot of places in downtown Vancouver, and it's access between floors. We have a lot of friends in the building. The kids' cooking teacher lives a few floors below us. An occasional babysitter lives a few floors below that. And for all of them to access us, they have to go to the lobby and buzz in and come up, and that's always been a pet peeve of mine with Vancouver condos and condos in general. But aside from that, maybe a slightly larger entryway so everyone wouldn't be stepping on themselves when they're putting on coats and shoes. But really, I find it easier to adapt to what we have than to wish for something we don't have. So that's kind of the whole philosophy behind the place. If you're interested in knowing more about living in a tiny, urbanist, minimalist kind of fashion like we do, I blog about the philosophy behind that and some of the tactics to achieve that at 5kids1condo.com. So number 1, 5kids1condo.com. And I don't do it for money, it's a passion, along with all my urbanist pursuits. They're purely passion at this point.